Okay. Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who do know and for those of you who don't know, my name is Olivia and you haven't seen me in a while, but this is my YouTube channel.
I'm in it like a tattoo. The way you wear that dress, they gonna attack you. Way you look at me, baby, I got you.
I am coming to you today, filming this on December 19th. Let's see if it actually gets posted or when I actually edit it. But wow, that's kind of, I just realized this is already backwards. And this is my 2023 book wrap. So I'm gonna do a combination of the book tag that I've seen from like larryreads and Daphne Sidewell, but also give you like my Goodreads book wrap. And yeah, this year I was on my reading-ish. I was putting in that work. If you hear my dog barking, I can't do nothing about it. So this year I have read 52 books. Oh my gosh, she's still working. I'll be back. I feel like I should lower you guys a little bit. Am I in frame? I'll risk my posture first being in frame. I have read 20,076 pages and 52 books. The shortest book I read was Destroy Me in the Try Me series. And the longest book I've read is actually here. Is it this one? Yes, it is. Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. This is a special edition by Fairy Loot. 778 pages. I read that in like a day. Let's see what else. On average, my book link was $3.93. My highest rated book was Caught Up. Let's get into it. So my reading goal this year was 52 books. I wanted a book a week at least. And I achieved that goal as of yesterday. Okay, so majority of these books, I do not have the physical copy of it here, but I have it on my phone digitally. So we're gonna just let you know. So if I have it digitally, I'll put a picture here. Physically, I'll show you right here. So the first part of the book tag is most disappointing read of the year. For me, I think the most disappointing read of the year, I'm gonna say two. I'm gonna say, okay, so I'm gonna do one. I'm going to say there's Anonymous. I feel like that, no, I'm gonna stick with that. Sinners Anonymous was really disappointing to me. I read it and I was just like, this is giving Wattpad. It doesn't give sustenance. No hate to if you like the book, but that's just how I felt. I was trying to rush through the book so I could finish the book, and like I don't even want to get through the other ones because it's kind of disappointing, but we'll see. And then it says next one, Underdog Book of the Year. I would say before the coffee gets cold, I would say that is, like, I didn't think it was going to be a book that I'd enjoy. I just kind of read it because a friend recommended it, and also I wanted to finish my book goal for the year. And it turned out to be really good, and I, you know, if I was an emotional person, I probably would have cried at the end. But that didn't get me. But it's a really good book, and if you're looking to read it, I think you should read it. Underdog Book of the Year. Next, a book that was overhyped. I'm going to say Better Than the Movies was overhyped. My friend was like, oh my gosh, I think you'd love it. It's so good. And again, it wasn't giving me sustenance. It felt kind of dry. I had to listen to the audiobook instead of reading it because I couldn't get through it. But like, I wanted to get through it because again, I wasn't DNFing it. I was not DNFing because I was so close to my book goal. I was not DNFing. But it took me forever. And the funny thing is, I started it at the beginning of the year and I now finished it at the end of the year. So I truly believe that book was over. Next, we have fave book couples of the year. I gotta think this through because I can only use a couple once. I'm going to say Indy and Ryan from Right Move. I'm also going to say Lottie and Huxley Kane. So we have Right Move here and a Not So Me Cute over here. No, I'm just gonna leave it at those two. There's more, but I'm gonna leave it at those two because I want to see what other books I can put in other categories. Calm down for a little bit, so let's see if I can get through this. I said Fave Book Couples, Right Move, and Also Meet You. And then hold on, let me get him so that he can stop barking and I can do this. And then I put him in a box so that he would stay and stop barking. Yes. Is it animal cruelty? No, because he's enjoyed it. Okay, hopefully he stays quiet and doesn't make a mess. So then next would be Fave Main Characters of the Year. I'm going to have to say The Graham Effect, and I'm going to say Ryder because of the fact that he would make up a day just to give her flowers, but not just to give her flowers, but just to make her like for a special day. And I think that is really cute. And yeah, and then let's see on my list what other main character. I would have to say Heartless from the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. I am 100% in love with Willow. She is my spirit animal. After that, I would also have to say Leah. Is that her name? Sorry, a lot of these books are great with names. Yes, I'm right. Leah from the Natural series. Just any of those books. I've read all 4 of them, 4.5 of them this year, and I think Leah is a really great character. She is just unapologetically her. So then after that is book that surprised you. I think a book that surprised me was Dating Dr. Dill. I just realized there was another book that was kind of a disappointment. We'll get to that. Dr. Dill was a good one. And then The Risk by Ella Kennedy. That one also surprised me. Did not think I would like that series. Those are 2 that surprised me. And also In the Holidays. That also surprised me. So those 3. Next would be new fave author you discovered in 2023. So I would say new author that surprised me and I discovered in 2023 was Megan Quinn and Elsie Silver and Nisha Sharma. Those 3. Happiest read of the year. I'm going to say Caught Up by Liz Tomforday. It was just so wholesome and so cute, and it made me feel warm inside, and it was just so cute. Single dad, falling in love again. So yeah, that one was, no, I'm gonna leave it at that one. I'm gonna leave it at that one. Most frustrating book you read in 2023. Okay, we're back. Because apparently hitting delete does not mean your memory card will be, well, you know, free again. So I had to format it. Most frustrating book you read in 2023. I don't know if I have a lot of books that are frustrating, but one that really kind of made me be like, what is this? Why am I reading it? Again, we're not DNFing. So I finished it. And honestly, I only stayed for the smut. And it Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. No. The one that really gets me, so that one kind of gets me like frustrating, but also, no, I'm gonna leave it at that. That one's frustrating. It Happened One Summer. I'm gonna save this one for another one. Best adaptation of the year. So what book do I have here that is going to be turned into a movie? Apparently, there is an adaptation, I think it's the Japanese version of Before the Coffee Gets Cold. But since I can't use a book again, the second book to Coffee Gets Cold, which is Tales from a Cafe, that's the best adaptation so far. I don't think In the Holidays is a book adaptation yet, so I'm stuck with that one for sure. Longest book you read this year, longest book yet, Chain of Thorns, 778 pages this year. Shortest book was the book Destroy Me. Destroy Me was 111 pages. I thought this one was gonna beat, but that one was shorter. Cover of the year, I will have to say, I'm gonna go 2. I'm going to say, I'm gonna go 1 because then I have another one for her. I like the King of Greed. Actually, I'm gonna go 2. King of Greed, the black version, but I also like the white version. And then King of Pride, but the white version. The black one's okay, but I feel like like I said, the white version kind of hits different in the sense of favorite cover, but together cohesively the black goes crazy. So those two. And then a book you haven't stopped thinking about. I'm going to have to say Right Man, Right Time, and A Long Time Coming. That entire series of the Kane brothers, I cannot stop thinking about them. If I could read them again for the first time, I would. And then Right Man, Right Time, I just personally have not read the Vancouver Agitator series. I read that one, and if all the books are like that, I'm okay. Like, I'm good. Like, my heart is satisfied. So the next one is cringiest book you read this year. I am going to have to say Need Me by Tessa Bailey. I sat there and people were saying it's because it's one of her like earlier books that it's written, like you could tell her development over the years with her books. But that one, I was not gonna DNF a book, so I was like, fine, I'll get through it. And I just sat there day after day, and there was no audiobook available for me to not purchase, but to borrow from the library, because I was not spending money on the audiobook for that. And I had to sit there and read it, and I would have finished it in a day because it's 200 pages. But it was just the way Ben was acting, or like older women, but he was giving child. And then why, like, oh, I can't stay away from her, oh, this, that, no thank you, I'm good. Anyway, after that it says unpopular book you love. So an unpopular book that I love, it would have to be Ace by Elle Kennedy and The Play by Elle Kennedy. I can't say The Risk because I already felt that already. But that series on its own, I like them. I know people do like it, but it's also a hit or miss for like, oh, you can't. She's just trying to imitate the old version and just keep going. I actually liked it. I think it was cute, nice, fun, fresh. And Single and Ready to Jingle, I actually liked it. It was cute. Like, oh, it's a cute Christmas book. I don't usually like read Christmas books. So those two are the ones that I was just like, unpopular books you love. What was the highest and lowest rated books you read this year on Goodreads? Do you agree? Let me see if I could figure out which of my books was highest and lowest. My highest was Caught Up. I agree. Great book. Love the book. I don't know my lowest. I don't know how to figure out my lowest. So then the next one is fave quotes of the year. I suck remembering quotes off the top of my head, but there is a book, obviously these are all books. There is a dedication in a book, you know, I love, and I think it wins this spot. That's why I said let me hold off and say this one. It is from Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher, and it is, to those whose love language is words of affirmations, your praise is safe with me and Julian Lopez. So that is one that stuck with me. Another one is probably in this book, Chain of Thorns by Clear, but again, I can't use that one. Again, and I don't really annotate to remember them, but there are a few, I just can't remember them. But that one is one that, you know, I'm like, yes. It's not a quote from the book, but it's dedication, and that counts. Book that you would reread. I would reread the whole LC Chestnut Spring series, but I also would reread Naturals. The Naturals was a good book too. And anything really written by Lauren Asher. Anything. Even though a lot of them I read last year, but anything written by her I would read again. And then reading goal / reflection. This year I read a lot of romance, and I'm not mad about it. I love me some smut. But I think next year moving forward, I want to incorporate more fantasy into my reading. I want to try reading like for Fourth Wing, Divine Royals, and stuff like that. And so for 2024, I also want to increase my reading goal if possible, but this summer I worked 3 jobs and did school, and then same thing for the school year. I just worked a lot and did school. So the fact that I read 52 books this year says a lot. And I kept track too, because there was one point where I had a reading slump for 6 months when I was in school. And then after 2023 reading, what are you prioritizing in 2024 reading wise? I am prioritizing my money and my time, because again, I didn't want to DNF these books because I was on a time crunch for my reading. But again, I want to prioritize my money and my time, because if a book ain't hitting, we quitting. And yeah, I also want to prioritize reading however I want. I felt really bad reading audiobooks because I feel like that was a cop-out, but a book is a book and reading is reading, and I got it done, so we ate that up. So yeah, so for 2024, this is my book. No, wow, I'm ahead of myself. For 2023, this is my book wrapped. And if you stayed to the end, thank you for watching. If you heard my dog barking, I'm so sorry. And hopefully I may come back to YouTube one of these days. But here is this for now.
I'm in like a tattoo. The way you wear that dress, they gonna attack you. Where you looking?